Wade and Wade reacts.
We're about to react to a Star Wars fan animation titled Clone Wars Battle of the Heroes. Let's check it out.
This is really good.
You can't take responsibility for Ahsoka's decision, Anakin.
How would you feel if I turned into a major disappointment?
It's not the same.
It's precisely the same. You took me under your wing and practically raised me. I'm your Padawan, just like Ahsoka was mine. How well would you sleep knowing I failed you?
Not very well, I imagine. Luckily, that isn't true. And never will be.
Anakin, my allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy!
If you're not with me, then you're my enemy!
Yeah, the animation is crazy. It looks just like the Clone Wars to me.
In absolutes. I will do what I must.
You will try.
You will try.
Ooh, really smooth movements, clean mechanics.
I guess he's gonna fill in some of the parts that skip to Yoda and Sidious.
Looks like it. Dang, that's crazy.
It doesn't have to end like this, Anakin.
The Empire will thrive.
I think it was too late for him at this point.
You won't be alive.
Yeah, he was already given over to the dark side.
And he already did some horrific things. He was going straight to prison. Maybe even execution.
For sure. I never understood why Obi-Wan let that one slide. Looks like he tried to take him out right there, though. But Anakin got his saber right on time. They're doing a good job at filling in some of the spots that had space to fill in.
Yeah. I wonder if they added some of the behind the scenes choreography that didn't make it into the movie.
That's a good question.
There's a lot of footage out there online that you can look at and add it into this.
So that part right there meant that Anakin and Obi-Wan were about equal in their force abilities, right?
know, a Star Wars expert, but I have to explain that.
I know his stomach was in pain. He made sure he got his kickback, didn't he? Yeah, that was one of the things that was so captivating about this battle. They used almost the entire facility, and then jumped on to some of the floating worker robots.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a Star Wars battle if you can't fall to your death.
And then there was danger outside of the fight as well. Danger from the lava explosions. Like at any moment, they could have got hit by a blast of lava, and both of them would have been melted away. That could have been them. And Obi-Wan was smart to run away from that. Yeah, because
I always wonder what was Obi-Wan's game plan on this fight. What was he trying to do?
to me it doesn't seem like he had one. But at the same time, it does seem like he was trying his best to escape. Because outside of that one slash where if Anakin didn't have his saber, he would have killed him, it doesn't seem like Obi-Wan is trying his best to kill him. Looks like he's trying to get away from him. And it seems like he's even leading him away from going down that lava fall. Because he saw that and said, dang, let me get up out of here.
Did he try to end him with that? If he did, that's crazy. He didn't think he was gonna make it.
I would like to think that he was trying to lead himself and Anakin away from that. He knew that Anakin would try to pursue him, so he jumped off, knowing that Anakin would follow. And my question is, why come the droid that Anakin is on decided to go towards the droid that Obi-Wan is riding on? Did Anakin control it with the Force and force it to go that way?
I should have known the Jedi were plotting to take over.
Anakin, Chancellor Palpatine is evil.
From my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
Well, then you are lost.
That line never made any sense to me because when did the Jedi show they were trying to take over? Like, you gotta be just delusional and crazy to believe that.
Yeah, I think the brainwashing of Darth Sidious made him delusional and crazy. Obi-Wan is so tactical. He was always looking for a way of escape or an environmental advantage.
You underestimate my power.
Because not only is he fighting off Anakin, but he's minding his surroundings as well.
He should have took that lightsaber, threw it right in his head, and just ended it.
You were the chosen one. It was said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them. Bring balance to the Force, not leave it in darkness.
When I first saw this scene, I could feel the weight of what Obi-Wan was saying. And then what Anakin says in response to it.
I hate you. father, Anakin. I loved you.
Yeah, Lucas did a really good job with this dialogue in this scene. I think Obi-Wan probably thought that that was the end of Anakin. I don't think he wanted to be the one to put him out of his misery.
Yeah, but this is like crazy. Simple lightsaber stab would have ended.
Now, how did they know exactly where he was? Could he?
I was gonna say the Emperor sensed his presence.
Okay. Yeah, this animation is really good. I always wondered why they had Anakin exposed in the rain. Wouldn't that make his pain worse? And why come they never took those strips of clothing off? Those strips of burnt clothing.
That always bothered me too. Like, man, come on, take them clothes off of him. But I guess they eventually did, because later he just has on like shorts.
Did they explain to him what they were going to do? Or did they just do what the Emperor commanded?
Yeah, they just did it.
Obi-Wan. There's good in him. I know.
She doesn't know he killed the young man.
Still.
But in the end, she was right.
Man, he had changed her heart. I don't know if you can say that was good.
I like the visual storytelling. Padme died and so did Anakin Skywalker. She gave birth to twins Leia and Luke, and this process gave birth to Darth Vader. So the Death Star was being constructed back then. Also, Sidious already had his plans in the works. I wonder why nobody found out what he was doing. Nobody looked out into space and saw a structure in the process of being built.
Death Star was a top secret project, so wherever they built it, it was in secret. Nobody went in that area. My problem with Star Wars and the whole, I mean, I know it had to happen like this, but this could have all been prevented if Anakin would have just told Yoda the truth. He didn't have to tell him they had a wife, but he could have told him that he's been having visions about something bad happening to people he cared about. And I think he did hint at a little bit like something like that, but he didn't give Yoda enough details Yoda hit him with the Jedi, hate leads to anger and all that stuff being the path to the dark side, which I guess Yoda could already sense that he was leaning to the dark side. But I think Anakin just needed a little bit more talk. Well, not just talk, but maybe counseling. Maybe a Jedi that could understand what he was going through. I don't know if Obi-Wan or Yoda was the right people to talk to.
I don't think so either. He did present, like you pointed out, some of his concerns to the Jedi Council. Of course, Mace Windu was the one who didn't trust Anakin because he felt that Anakin was being tempted by the dark side, which was true, but he was super hard on Anakin to the point where he didn't even want Anakin to accompany him when he was going to arrest the Emperor. The person I think that would have been good for the job of counseling Anakin Skywalker would be Qui-Gon Jinn. I think he would have been the perfect person for not Obi-Wan, but Anakin Skywalker to talk to.
Yeah, but he was dead, so it's impossible for him to talk to him unless he was going to reach out to him.
I mean, if there was anybody he could talk to, if he was present, that would have been the perfect one.
Yeah, in that situation, though, I don't know who he could have talked to. Maybe people know about some Jedis and canon that was more understanding than Yoda and Obi-Wan. I think he didn't want to talk to Obi-Wan because that secret that he did have a wife. And matter of fact, he could have talked to Obi-Wan, because Obi-Wan knew he had. He wasn't keeping no secrets from Obi-Wan. He already knew he had a wife. The first place he went when he was searching for Anakin was to Padme's house. He knew he was in there.
Yeah, true. Yep. He was, like he said, he was a brother to him. And I think he should have leaned more into Obi-Wan and should have pulled some of the wisdom that Obi-Wan gained from Qui-Gon Jinn and some of the wisdom that he gained from being a Jedi for so many years.
Yeah, and I don't really think that it was really nothing that could be, after he did what he did to the Jedi Temple, I don't think there was anything that could be done to redeem Anakin. And to me, the Jedi were just like too stuck in their ways to even believe that it was a Sith that close to him, like I was saying.
Yeah, they thought that they had everything covered. And since they worked so closely with Palpatine and didn't sense any dark side force energy coming from him, they didn't truly believe or didn't move fast enough to apprehend Darth Sidious. I think if they would have moved a little bit faster, they could have stopped all of this.
Yeah, and I wonder if the outcome would have been any different if Mace Windu would allow Anakin to come with them from the beginning.
Now, I think he would have had to have fought both of them, but he would have had somebody to cover him.
Yeah, them Jedi Masters was garbage.
Yeah, they were, but I wonder if Anakin would have been taken out by Sidious in the beginning. Or would Sidious have left him alive, knowing that his persuasive abilities would have persuaded Anakin over to his side?
Yeah, if there was no persuading, Sidious would have been finished. Because he can't hardly beat Mace Windu, so there's no way he was going to beat Mace Windu, Anakin, and the other Jedi Masters together.
But that one part when he said, "I can save the one you love," would he have used that same line?
That probably won't even happen, depending on how it went. Because I think at that moment, Anakin was still conflicted. Because why would he go back and tell Windu that Palpatine was the Sith they've been looking for? Mm-hmm. I think there was still hope for Anakin. I just think that the distrust of the Jedi, it wasn't the Jedi, it was for real, it was Mace Windu not trusting them. Because I think Anakin could have eventually been a master, just not yet, because he didn't have the wisdom to be a master. He had the skill, because to me, he was better than everybody on the Jedi Council except for Obi-Wan, Mace Windu, and Yoda when it comes to lightsaber ability.
He had the skill, but he didn't have a strong enough will.
Maybe not Plo Koon either, because people say he's pretty good as well.
Yeah, they did. Anakin had the skill, but he didn't have a strong enough will to be a Jedi Master because he was still able to be persuaded by Darth Sidious. And he was able to be dissuaded from the ways of the light side to take on the ways of the dark side of the Force. But I think if he would have gone with Windu, Sidious would have disappeared. I think he would have dipped because he would have sensed that Anakin was also tagging along with Windu. And I think he would have known that he couldn't have won that battle.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He didn't have the wisdom to be a Jedi Master. But I think if they would let some years pass, eventually he would have had the wisdom to be a Jedi Master. I just think that the Jedi, they shouldn't allow him to spend too much time with Palpatine. They should have monitored him and see what was going on. They should have monitored Palpatine too.
They should have, and Windu did not believe that Anakin was the man for the job. But the Jedi Council, believed that Anakin was ready. I think Windu kind of sensed that there was something going on with Darth Sidious.
Yeah, that's why Anakin was around him. I can't remember that because he was supposed to keep an eye on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's don't make any sense. It's the wrong person.
Mace Windu, being the wisest of them at that point, didn't believe that that was a good idea.
Yeah, now that I think about that, that's insane.
It was insane. But the producers, I think their production company is called Hello There. Like Obi-Wan says when he introduces himself, they did a good job on this fan animation. It looked very close to the Clone Wars, almost just as good.
Yeah, I'm gonna add this in. I'm gonna go back and watch the Clone Wars one of these days. Only the key moments, because no way I'm sitting through 7 seasons again. I think I done watched Clone Wars at least twice all the way through. But I'm gonna watch the key moments, and I'm gonna put this in somewhere in the last season.
Yeah, it definitely fits. That does it for our reaction. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comment section. Also, like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so that you'll never miss a video from Wade and Wade Reacts.
And we're out of here.
Peace.